Blake Lively's perfectly curated world is crumbling in spectacular fashion, exposing a shocking tale of celebrity privilege gone wild that makes her Gossip Girl drama look tame by comparison. What started as a routine civil lawsuit has exploded into a full-blown judicial scandal, complete with six-figure bribes, a compromised judge, and a justice system that appears to be for sale to Hollywood's elite. The story begins with what should have been a standard legal proceeding, Blake's deposition, but the A-list actress made an unprecedented demand that sent shockwaves through the legal community. Rather than appearing at opposing counsel's office, like any ordinary defendant, she insisted on holding the deposition at her own legal team's luxurious Beverly Hills headquarters, citing alleged safety concerns that mysteriously lacked any police reports or verified threats. Legal experts immediately cried foul, with former federal prosecutor Emily Baker declaring in a viral TikTok breakdown that this wasn't how the system was meant to work. The plot thickened when Judge Gerald Michaels, a jurist with troubling connections that would later come to light, rubber-stamped Blake's request without requiring a shred of evidence to support her safety claims, sending a clear message that celebrity status trumped legal protocol in his courtroom. Enter Justin Baldoni's legal pitbull, attorney Brian Friedman, who dropped an 87-page objection that didn't just challenge Blake's special treatment but alleged an entire corruption scheme. The bombshell filing included internal emails showing Blake's team treating the deposition like a PR event, discussing optimal lighting and narrative framing, along with security team admissions that no credible threats actually existed. Most damning of all were financial records revealing a $250,000 payment from Sunset Parallax LLC, a shell company tied to Blake's camp, to a judicial nonprofit connected to Judge Michaels' clerk, with the payment clearing just 3 days before. Michaels made several crucial rulings in Blake's favor. As internet sleuths dove into the case docket, they uncovered an alarming pattern. Analysis by the Legal Eagle YouTube channel found Judge Michaels had ruled in Blake's favor a staggering 92% of the time, a statistical anomaly that raised eyebrows across the legal community. The connection grew more suspicious when reporters uncovered that Michaels' former law partner now worked at the same firm representing Blake, a potential conflict of interest the judge had never disclosed. The scandal's fallout has been swift and brutal for Team Lively, with her usually supportive husband Ryan Reynolds conspicuously absent from court appearances and reportedly refusing to fund another round of legal fees. The entertainment news landscape has been equally shaken, with 2 senior court TV analysts resigning in protest over alleged network pressure to downplay the bribery allegations, while #BribedByBlake trended for 72 hours straight alongside petitions demanding judicial investigations that gathered over 1.2 million signatures. The case has now taken another dramatic turn, with Judge Michaels forced to recuse himself amid the growing scandal, passing the baton to Judge Lenora Hart, a no-nonsense jurist nicknamed the Equalizer for her ruthless commitment to procedural fairness. Hart immediately tossed out Blake's cushy deposition deal, ordering her to testify at a neutral location, while the California Commission on Judicial Performance opened an investigation into Michaels, and federal prosecutors reportedly began reviewing the case for possible obstruction of justice charges. This scandal has become ground zero in the debate about wealth and legal privilege, with UCLA law professor Joanna Schwartz noting that while we've always suspected celebrities play by different rules, we now have undeniable proof. The implications stretch far beyond Hollywood, potentially triggering reforms in judicial appointment processes and increased scrutiny of celebrity-linked donations to legal organizations. As we await the crucial August 2nd hearing, all eyes are on whether Blake will comply with the new deposition order or risk contempt charges, whether Ryan Reynolds might be subpoenaed about his knowledge of the alleged payments, and whether more judges will come under scrutiny for similar cozy celebrity relationships. For Blake Lively, the stakes have never been higher. This isn't about preserving her perfect image anymore, but about potentially staying out of prison. What began as a celebrity legal squabble has morphed into a watershed moment that could forever change how we view justice in America, proving that sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction, especially when Hollywood's involved. The next chapter in this real-life legal drama promises to be even more explosive than the last, with the potential to expose even deeper corruption in a system that has long appeared rigged in favor of the rich and famous. The walls of Blake Lively's perfectly curated world are crumbling in what's fast becoming the most explosive celebrity scandal of the decade. What began as a routine civil lawsuit has metastasized into a full-blown judicial corruption case, exposing the rotten core of Hollywood privilege and the shocking lengths stars will go to avoid accountability. This isn't just tabloid fodder, it's a watershed moment that could redefine celebrity justice in America, with potential criminal consequences that reach far beyond the courtroom. The saga began, innocuously enough, with a deposition request in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against Lively. But in true Hollywood fashion, Blake refused to play by the rules that govern ordinary citizens. Her demand to move the deposition from opposing counsel's office to her own legal team's plush Beverly Hills headquarters, citing vague, unsubstantiated safety concerns, should have been laughed out of court. Instead, Judge Gerald Michaels rubber-stamped the request without requiring a single police report or threat assessment, setting off alarm bells across the legal community. Enter Justin Baldoni's legal team, led by the tenacious Brian Friedman, who smelled blood in the water. Their explosive 87-page filing didn't just challenge Blake's special treatment, it laid bare an entire system of judicial corruption. The documents revealed internal emails showing Blake's team treating the deposition like a Vanity Fair photoshoot, complete with discussions about optimal lighting angles and narrative framing. More damningly, they exposed communications where Blake's security team admitted under oath that no credible threats existed, just carefully manufactured excuses to avoid tough questioning. But the real bombshell came in the form of financial records tracing a $250,000 payment from Sunset Parallax, LLC, a shell company with direct ties to Blake's inner circle, to a judicial nonprofit connected to Judge Michaels' clerk. The timing was suspiciously perfect. The payment cleared just 72 hours before Michaels quashed a crucial subpoena for Blake's communications with journalist Kat Tenbarg. The transaction memos referenced to Project Athena, later revealed to be Blake's internal PR strategy for controlling the legal narrative, removed any doubt about its purpose. As the scandal gained traction, internet sleuths uncovered an even more disturbing pattern. An analysis of Judge Michaels' rulings showed he'd sided with Blake a statistically impossible 92% of the time, including dismissing 3 of Baldoni's key claims without even holding hearings. The conflicts of interest ran deeper still. Reporters discovered Michaels' former law partner now worked at the firm representing Blake, a relationship the judge had conspicuously failed to disclose. The fallout has been swift and brutal for Team Lively. Ryan Reynolds, normally Blake's most visible supporter, has gone radio silent. Insiders claim he refused to bankroll another round of legal fees after seeing the mounting evidence. The entertainment news machine, typically eager to protect Elizabeth, has turned on Blake with shocking ferocity. 2 senior court TV analysts resigned in protest over alleged network censorship, while #bribed by Blake trended globally for 3 straight days alongside petitions demanding judicial investigations that amassed over 1.2 million signatures. Now, with Judge Michaels forced to recuse himself in disgrace, the case has landed in the courtroom of Judge Lenora Hart, a legal bulldog nicknamed the Equalizer for her ruthless impartiality. Hart's first act was to tear up Blake's sweetheart deposition deal, ordering her to testify at a neutral location like any other defendant. The message was clear: the celebrity free pass has been revoked. But this scandal's implications reach far beyond one actress' legal troubles. The California Commission on Judicial Performance has launched a sweeping investigation into Michaels' conduct, while federal prosecutors are reportedly examining the case for potential obstruction of justice charges. Legal scholars are already calling this a watershed moment that could force long-overdue reforms in how the justice system handles wealthy, connected defendants as the August 2nd hearing approaches. Several explosive questions remain. Will Blake comply with the new deposition order or risk contempt charges? Could Ryan Reynolds be dragged into the fray with his own subpoena? And most tantalizingly, what other bombshells might emerge now that the protective veil of celebrity privilege has been torn away? One thing is certain: Blake Lively's carefully crafted image as America's sweetheart lies in ruins, replaced by the far more compelling narrative of a celebrity who thought she could buy her way out of trouble. In the court of public opinion, the verdict is already in, and it's a humiliating defeat for Hollywood entitlement. The real question now isn't whether Blake will face consequences, but how severe they'll be, and who else might get caught in the fallout of this rapidly expanding scandal. The deeper investigators dig, the uglier this story gets. Recent leaks suggest the $250,000 payment might just be the tip of the iceberg. With forensic accountants tracing a complex web of financial transactions between Blake-affiliated entities and various judicial organizations, there are even whispers of similar arrangements in other high-profile celebrity cases suggesting Blake's team might have been following an established, if shadowy, playbook for wealthy defendants. Meanwhile, the human cost of this corruption is coming into stark relief. Baldoni's legal team has filed motions to reopen discovery, arguing that key evidence was improperly suppressed. They're also pushing for sanctions against Blake's attorneys, alleging they knowingly presented false safety claims to the court. The once routine civil case has morphed into a multi-front legal war with potentially career-ending stakes. In Hollywood circles, the schadenfreude is palpable. Rival studios are reportedly reassessing projects with Blake attached, while brands are quietly distancing themselves from partnership deals. The entertainment industry's hypocrisy machine has shifted into overdrive, with former colleagues who once praised Blake's professionalism now whispering about her diva demands and entitled behavior to any reporter who will listen. Perhaps most fascinating is the cultural reckoning this case has triggered. For years, audiences have suspected the justice system treats celebrities differently, but Blake's scandal provides smoking gun proof. The public outrage has transcended typical tabloid gossip, sparking serious conversations about wealth inequality, judicial accountability, and the corrosive influence of fame. As the story continues unfolding, one truth has become undeniable: Blake Lively's legal team dramatically underestimated both the tenacity of her opponents and the power of public scrutiny in the digital age. Their miscalculation has turned a manageable lawsuit into an existential crisis, one that could end not just with a massive financial settlement, but with criminal referrals that would permanently tarnish Blake's carefully constructed image. The final act of this drama promises to be even more explosive than what's come before, with federal investigators circling, a no-nonsense judge on the bench, and Blake's former allies running for cover. The once untouchable star finds herself in uncharted territory, facing the cold, hard reality that not even Hollywood royalty is above the law. The question now isn't whether justice will be served, but how many careers it will take down with it. In an era of celebrity worship and manufactured images, Blake Lively's downfall serves as a potent reminder that the truth always comes out, eventually, and when it does, no amount of PR spin or legal maneuvering can put the genie back in the bottle. The entertainment world will be watching the August hearing with bated breath, not just for the legal fireworks, but for the moment when one of Hollywood's brightest stars finally has to face the music without her usual safety nets. This scandal has already rewritten the rules of celebrity justice. What happens next could change them forever.